Yes, Viking football, one of a weekly series of Upper Merion High School sports events on your School Access channel. These football telecasts will feature play-by-play by Upper Merion alumnus Art Saxon and expert commentary by 12th grade principal John Oistrich. Now, we take you to Viking Field and Art Saxon.
From Viking Field. It's Thanksgiving 1983 and the annual game between the Upper Merion Vikings and the Norristown Eagles. I'm Art Saxon along with John Oistrich. We'll be bringing you the action of this morning's game. Upper Merion comes in with a record of 5-5. They've won 2 in a row. Wins over Lower Moreland and Cheltenham. The season has been a learning process for them. They've improved throughout the year. They've eliminated some of the mistakes that have cost them games. With a win this morning, they could have their 7th consecutive winning season. Norristown, on the other hand, comes in with a record of 3-7. That's deceiving because 4 of their wins were taken away because of the fact that they had an ineligible player. So really, they could have had an excellent record, but their record 3-7, 2-5 in the league. They have a strong overall team, the best that Upper Merion has faced in this 1983 season. And John, what can Upper Merion do to upset the Eagles?
Well, Art, regardless of what the records have been this season, this is the game. This is the game that both teams point to, and it can make or break your season. In order for Upper Merion to win today, they have to establish something they really haven't been able to do all year, and that is control the ball. Upper Merion is not an explosive team. Their offense relies on ball control, and in order for them to beat Norristown today, they're going to have to control the ball and keep the ball away from Norristown's and other powerful running backs. So it should be a good game. Weather conditions are favoring Upper Merion at this point. Soft field, which Upper Merion likes to use, and so it's going to be a contest that we're going to enjoy seeing, I think, and it's going to be a very interesting one as the game progresses.
Viking Field are Steve Bevan, Dave Cool, Doran Gettow, Chris Lowell, Karen Wahlberger, Stacy Michael, David Rosenblum, and Mark Federami. Let's give them a nice round of applause and wish them well in their careers. And always welcome back here at Viking Field. Thanks a lot, Dog Gators.
teams preparing to take the field. The color guard coming out to the middle of the field for the national anthem. Last year's game, Norristown defeated Upper Merion at Norristown 32-14. Overall, Upper Merion leads the series 14-11 with 3 ties. This is always a big game. Everybody points their season to it. Upper Merion's been coming on of late, and they should give Norristown a stern test.
I'd like to point out to the fans that the color guard today is from the Army Recruiting Command at Norristown under the command of Sergeant Roosevelt Calloway. And some of the people in the color guard are First Class Sergeant Bell, Sergeant First Class Calloway, Staff Sergeant Cutler, Staff Sergeant Rose, and Staff Sergeant Martinez. I think they give this game a great color, and I think it's part of the Thanksgiving festivities here we'll see as the afternoon progresses, or as the morning progresses.
John, how has the attitude been of the Upper Merion team during the week and in their practices?
Well, I've had an opportunity to watch
If
the
everyone's
practice the
attention
last couple
would
of
go
days.
to the 30-yard stripe at the south
Coach
end of the
Shine
field, we have a
very, very
special
pleased with
feature
the
here
boys'
today,
attitude.
and we'd like to thank
But this is
the
the kind of game that you
Army
don't have to
Recruiting
get the
Command
kids
at
up. You don't have to
Norristown
hype
for
them up.
sending over
The
their
game
color
itself
guard.
gets them,
The color guard is
ready
under the
for
command of
this
Sergeant
contest.
First
Their
Class
attitude is
Roosevelt
great.
Calloway of the Army Recruiting Command at Norristown.
There's everyone's in.
Assisting him will be Sergeant First Class Bell,
a very representative
Sergeant
team
First
today.
Class Calloway, Staff Sergeant Cutler, Staff Sergeant Rose, and Staff Sergeant Martinez. Let's give them a warm welcome here at Viking Field and thank them for coming this morning under these conditions.
We mentioned the field conditions, John. How may this change the offensive strategy for both teams?
Well, it's going to be ironic. Normally you would think that the team that, with the conditions like this, they're going to have to control the ball and run the ball. But Norristown's strategy is that if Denison is unable to meet the challenge today because of this ankle injury he has, they may have to throw the ball simply because they don't have much experience in that tailback position. If they decide because of the conditions they can pass, then a lot of the running is going to be on the shoulders of Bello, the fullback, if Denison can't answer the bell. But, we're going to have to watch just the first few minutes of the game to see just how the strategy and game plan unfurls.
Here come the Upper Merion Vikings onto the field, led by number 62, Pat Bronte.
Jack. Underline the names
Norristown
of the
Eagles will be
seniors.
following shortly. An exciting game was played here 2 years ago between these two teams. Upper Merion won the game on Dave Beccattini's field goal with 5 seconds left to score 9-6. These two teams always produce exciting ball games. I can remember 3 years ago at Norristown, the Eagles won on the very last play on a little Hail Mary pass.
Are just looking at the teams as they're warming up. I noticed Dan Pourbon throwing to his other quarterback, Lucy. They're having a tough time in handling that ball, and they just came out a few minutes ago. So, unless we keep those balls really dry on the sidelines, the weather may affect the passing game. However, in the case of Upper Merion, as you know, Upper Merion throws those short sprint-out type passes, which may not be a problem in this kind of weather. They don't throw them that far down the field, whereas Norristown has a drop-back passing philosophy where they try to push the ball down deep, maybe 20, 30 yards at a point.
Here come the Norristown Eagles.
The Eagles now on the field.
Norristown trying to salvage something in this season. They were disappointed when they found out that they would lose 4 of their victories due to having an illegal player. Otherwise, their record would be a lot more impressive. In fact, at one point during the season, they were in the top 10 of the southeastern Pennsylvania polls.
Playing their last game here at Upper Merion. The following seniors will be playing their last game here today at Upper Merion. Number 5, Rich Condon, the senior halfback. Number 9, Tom Murphy, a senior defensive back. Number 11, Dan Pourbon, quarterback.
In the background, you hear Mr. Jim Fox introducing the seniors who are going to the center of the field now. This is their last game here as a member of the Viking team. I'd just like to say a word about the seniors. Coach John and I were talking today, and he really has a lot of respect for these seniors. With the new system, the new coach, it was very, very difficult for them to make the adjustment. But they were very, very cooperative, and they really made his year a very, very easy year. It was a difficult year for them and for the coaching staff, but they came through with flying colors, and we're very, very proud of the seniors who are being introduced now.
This also bodes well for Upper Merion in the future since there aren't that many seniors graduating. We'll have most of the team back next year.
Coach John is very optimistic about the future here in the next few years because he's got a great nucleus coming from the junior class, as well as some interesting sophomores. So that we're looking for good things the next couple of years from Viking football.
Both teams are fired up. You can see Upper Merion and Norristown both getting into the huddle.
We'd like to recall your attention to the 30-yard stripe, to the color guard under the command of Sergeant First Class Roosevelt Calloway of the Army Recruiting Command at Norristown. Would everyone kindly rise?
Now we're getting ready for the playing of our national anthem.
This morning we have a special feature. A mother of one of the players is going to sing the Star Spangled Banner, Mrs. Roz Serino.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Fine job with the national anthem and Mrs. Serino.
Thank you, Mrs. Serino. And thanks again to the color guard, Sergeant First Class Bell, Sergeant First Class Calloway,
to the color
Staff
guard.
Sergeant Cutler, Staff Sergeant Rose, and Staff Sergeant Martinez.
Norristown Eagles will be kicking off.
Kicking off for Norristown and defending the south goal will be number 10,
Number 10, John Cabot, will do the honors for the Eagles.
John Cabot. Deep
And
for
back to
Upper Merion,
receive
number
Upper
22,
Merion
Kelly,
will
and
be
number
Rich
5,
Condon and Rich
Condon.
Kelly.
Are looking at the Upper Merion kick receiving team. I don't see any changes in the lineup from what they have had all year, so I guess Upper Merion is still going with their basic philosophy that they've established early in the season, although I think we're going to see some differences on offense, which we'll explain a little later on as the telecast develops.
Cabot boots it away. It's picked up by an Upper Merion upman, Jamie Ramsey. He goes out of bounds at his 42.
Jamie Ramsey took
Well, that's
the opening
excellent field
kickoff,
position for the Upper Merion
knocked out of bounds
Vikings.
by number
This
6,
is,
Carmen Bello.
It's very, very important early in this ball game. The team that's able to get a couple first downs, and this may be a game that may be decided on the kicking foot. And Upper Merion certainly has a tremendous kicker in Caesar Ridings. We've been talking about Caesar's ability all year, and this may be the time when it really all culminates for him.
First down and 10 for Upper Merion at their own 42. They have three backs in the backfield, Kelly, Condon, and Poston. Hand off to Rich Kelly, goes straight forward up to the 48-yard line.
Well, there was something that we saw for the first time this year. Upper Merion got away from that Delaware wing tee that they've been famous for and went into a RI. and they
Great
just ran
pronunciation of that
straight
name.
ahead. I think this is what they're going to have to do.
Ball resting now on the
over
Upper Merion
first,
side of the
few
midfield
minutes of
stripe at
jitters,
the 48-yard
and,
line.
very, very successful
It'll be second
game.
down and about 6.
Second down and 6 at the 48. Dan Porbon, number 11, the quarterback, calling signals. Pitch to Kelly. Kelly gets up near midfield before he's
Rich
brought down
Kelly.
by number 35.
Taken down by
Richard.
number 35, Chuck Rickett.
That time, Upper Merion on
It's
the
at the
right
midfield
side, the short
stripe.
side of the field,
It'll be
had
third
really
down and
split
about
out their
4.
linemen. I think what they're
Upper
trying to do is
Merion's
they're trying
ball.
to create some gaps in there so that the speed of a Kelly and Russ Poston can just pop up there for those first downs. Norristown's going to be very, very aggressive on defense. They're in a 5-man line now, and they're really coming.
First big play for Upper Merion. Third down and 4. DeGinto lined up in the left side. Condon on a wing on the right. Russ Poston takes, but he will be short of the first down. He picks
Russ
up the couple.
Poston, number 40 is the ball carrier. Delbert Chavez,
Upper
number
Merion will have to kick it
33,
away.
made the
There's a good
stop.
block on that right tackle,
Officials
although
indicate that's a
someone
fourth
penetrated
down.
from the interior of the line and
Ball
just got a
resting on
hand
the
on Russ and picked him
48-yard
up.
line
But,
in
I saw some
Norristown
very positive
territory.
things there that
In the
first
kick,
series for
number
Upper Merion.
82, Caesar Ridings.
Let's just hope it
Deep for
continues.
Norristown.
Caesar
Number
Ridings,
23.
number 82, will be kicking it away.
Rick Waldrop.
Back for Norristown, Rick
And
Waldrop,
number 10,
23,
John Cabot.
and number 10, John Cabot. Ridings has a little trouble. Snap, gets the kick off. Taken by Cabot, and he is stuck immediately. Nice play by Antonio Montes.
Oh, that was a great tackle.
Russ
The timing
Poston
was
made the
just beautiful
stop
on that.
on
And,
Cabot.
normally in a field like this with a hit like that, that would cause a fumble, but these teams are up for it, and you're going to see that kind of hitting all day.
So Upper Merion showing they mean business at the outset. It'll be first and 10 for Norristown. You have the ball on their own 30. Number 11, Matt Weber, the quarterback. Number 87, Pete Edwards, split to the left side. Handoff to John Cabot.
Well,
Who
Art,
gets
that
for you?
was a quarterback keeper, and I don't think that was a designated play. I think there was a little mix-up on the handoff.
Number
The
20,
quarterback did a
Rob
wise
Jackson
thing and
of
just
Upper
followed his runner right
Gain
up
of
the
about
hole.
8 yards.
It was a broken play,
Second
but
and
it
2.
gained about
Ball on about the
7, 8 yards.
37-yard line.
Backs for Norristown, number 6, Carmine Bello. Number 4, Roy Suber in there. Bello takes. He's up near the first down. He gets pushed backwards. We'll have to see where they mark it.
Carmine Bello, number 6, was stopped by number 51, Earl Claremont, and a host of other Upper
51,
Merion
Earl
players.
Claremont, a host of other Vikings making the tackle.
Gain of about a yard. Ball on the
Upper Merion
38-yard
First down
line,
to stop
3rd and
Norristown. It's
1.
a first down for the Eagles.
Well, there was
Correction, that's
a
a
good
first
case
down.
of what we said earlier about Bello's going to have the majority of the running placed on his shoulders because Denson is out hurt. He had a ankle cast up to a day or two ago, and I was talking to the coach, Roger Grove, today, and he said that he was trying to keep Denson out of the game unless it was absolutely necessary.
So a first down for Norristown. They have the ball in the 36. Pitch to Suber. Suber gets a couple of yards, and that is all.
Roy Suber's
Flag
the
on the
ball
play.
carrier, stopped by
Looked like there might have been
Jamie
holding,
Ramsey, number
illegal slip on
44,
the right
but
side
there
of
is
Norristown's
a
line.
flag on that play.
Penalty is indeed against Norristown. It's a clip.
Art, not to take anything away from Roy Serber, but Norristown certainly misses Denson back there, and he doesn't have the speed that Denson has, and so you can see when they ran that last play, it's very difficult for them to get around that corner. And Upper Merion's going to be jamming the line with their 4-4, and it's going to make
It's
it
a
very, very
15-yard
difficult for them to
assessment
come through
against
around that edge.
Norristown for clipping.
15-yard assessment against the Eagles. That'll make it first and 25. Ball will be on the 20-yard line. The back is stuffed immediately by the Upper Merion Viking defense.
Again, that was Matt Weber, the quarterback, and it looked to me like there was another mix-up in that backfield. And again, that could be because the Weber hasn't had that much playing time, and as a result, he's unfamiliar with the system, and they're just not making.
Number 62, Pat Bronte. Second and 25.
Pat Bronte making the tackle for Upper Merion. No gain on the play. Second and 25. We have 7:58 left in the first quarter. No score. Weber pitches to Suber. Suber gets a good haul. He's running downfield. Somebody's got to stop him. They finally do it, the 48-yard line. Paul Serino finally having to make the tackle for the Vikings.
Well, that was some excellent blocking on that left side of the Norristown line, and that really was a play that Upper Merion needed to have. They didn't come up with it. They turned the ball over to him in excellent field position, but as a result, Norristown has a 1st and 10.
The Eagles have put together 2 first downs on their initial drive. Upper Merion had the ball and punted it away. Denson is in there now at one of the back positions. Lining up as a tailback, he has the ball. And he shows his great running ability, getting a first down for the Eagles.
Wayne Benson is the ball carrier, stopped by number 16, Dan Cool. Number 51, Earl Claremont made that stop.
About every All-American.
Ball resting now in Viking territory.
Very young boy, and he has tremendous ability. I think you're going to hear a lot from him in
ball resting on the 42-yard line.
From Norristown.
We'll take a measurement to see whether it is indeed a first down.
John Segway is a line judge from Westchester University. Bill Stevens, head
It's a first
linesman,
down for Norristown.
East Stroudsburg University.
The
Joe
Upper Merion
Lakewine,
40-yard line.
back judge from Gettysburg College.
Mentioned the weather
Nick
conditions.
Bergine
Rain has
is the
been
umpire
falling
for
since about 9
Villanova
o'clock this
University.
morning. Fortunately, it is
And
mild.
Ray
The temperatures in the
Quesner,
low
the referee
50s.
from Penn State.
Weaver pitches to Denson. Denson trying to get room to the outside, and he's not going to find too much. He's chased out of bounds. Back to the original line of scrimmage, perhaps. Rob Jackson, number 20 over there. Dan Cool.
And Rob Jackson.
The thing I'd like to point out about the
That's second down.
they're missing number 89, Lewis Simpson.
Ball on the 44-yard line.
25. He is out with a leg injury, which he sustained just 2 days ago in practice. So they're going to miss him, too, in that offensive line. He's a big blocker for them.
Loss was 2, second and 12. A little problem with the handoff. They get it off to Bello. He gets inside the 40 to the 38.
Stopped by 62, Pat
There's a
Bronte.
case where you can see the value of a Wayne Denson. Even though he didn't run the ball there, Upper Marion's keying on him, and it's going to free that fullback right up the gut. So, you know, it's a tough job
Down in 6.
to key on Denson as well as to be responsible for the other running backs.
We're having a whistle, an official's timeout to wipe off the football. They're going to have to do that periodically due to the rain. Not the best conditions for football. On the 3rd and 6, it's taken by Bello. He fights his way down to the 34. Won't be enough for the first.
Jim Carrasco.
Carrasco, number 49,
Number
makes the stop
62,
for Upper
Pat
Merion.
Bronte. Fourth down.
Art, you've been mentioning
Ball
the
on
field
about
conditions.
the
I think
34-yard
despite the rain that we've had the last couple of days, the field's in pretty good condition. I think that's attributed to the efforts of our head ground crew men, and under the leadership of Orm Logan, who is incidentally his last football game here as head grounds crew. He is retiring after about 30 years of service for the district, so we're going to miss that kind of expertise on these fields, I'm sure.
Delay of game against Norristown. That will set them back.
That certainly wasn't the time for a delay of penalty. They could have very easily picked up that first down and kept their drive continuing. Now they have a 4th and about 7.
Norristown's been moving the ball, but they've had a few problems so far. They've had troubles with the exchange from center. And also a couple of penalties.
Norristown is calling a timeout now. There seems to be some confusion in the on the Norristown side, and the officials going over to talk to Coach Roger Grove.
Grove has had a successful reign at Norristown. His teams have been up there every year in contention for the Suburban 1 title. This year was a little different because of those games they had to forfeit, but they certainly would have been in there had that not happened. We have 5.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. No score. John Oystridge working with me this afternoon. I'm Art Saxon. It's the Turkey Bowl of 1983, Upper Merion against Norristown.
The Norristown punter, and I think they're going to line up in punt formation, is John Cabot, number 10. John is 5'10". He's 190 pounds. Defensive back. He'll be graduating this year. As will a great number of Norristown players. They have a number of seniors and a predominantly a senior-oriented team.
Cabot from his own 45 has trouble with the snap, gets it off. Upper Merion had a couple players right there on his doorstep. He's going to take a eagle roll, and Upper Merion's going to be pinned deep inside their own 10.
That's inside the 5-yard line, and that is a big break for Norristown, and something that Upper Merion didn't want to start this first series with, being pinned down deep in their own territory.
58.
The Vikings won't try and
Andy Ward made that
from there.
stop of the kick. It's down on about the 3-yard line where it'll be
3-yard
first
line
and
is
10
where the
for
ball
the
is being
Vikings.
spotted. First and 10 for the Vikings. Corbin hands off straight forward.
That was Russ Poston.
Russ Poston
Quick
carrying the
hitter
ball.
up the middle.
Russ Poston's ball carrier. Stopped by number 78, Bill
78.
Angelucci.
Bill Angelucci making the tackle for the Norristown Eagles. Pickup was 3 on the play to be 2nd and 7. Kelly this time has a big hole and has a first down.
Rich
Finally
Kelly,
stopping
number
him
22 is the ball
is
carrier.
John Cabot.
Stopped by John Cabot, number 10.
That was a real good run by Rich Kelly. It was a quick opener right up on the left side. Some excellent blocking over there from the guards, Sean Kenny, and just popping through for a sizable gainer.
First and 10 from the 13. Handoff to Russ Poston. He bangs forward for the
Russ
three.
Poston, number 40. Dave
In
Wrestler
talking
number
with
86
Coach
made that
Shine
stop.
this morning, Art, he told me that they had been preparing some different looks for Norristown, such as unbalanced line and going to a power I setup instead of the conventional wing T. But they really haven't had to do those kind of things because their normal game plan, their normal formations are really producing some good offensive thrust. So it's going to be interesting to see if they have to go to that new material.
2nd and 5. Condon carries and has a first down across the 30.
Rick Condon, number 5.
That was a little trap by the right guard.
Made the stop.
And made a beautiful hole
First
there
down
for
for the
Rick
Vikings.
Condon, as we've seen all the season, is one of the hardest running backs in Suburban 1. He really does a great job.
Ball on the 30-yard line, first and 10.
Both teams demonstrating that they can move the ball. Norristown had a nice drive going before a couple mistakes thwarted them.
We have a timeout by the officials for equipment. Number 86 needs to get a new chin strap.
Set to resume play with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. There's no score. Once again with a power I formation, Kelly gets 3 yards.
That play, Art, Norristown changed their
22,
defensive
Rich
alignment
Kelly,
from
stopped by
4-4
Rich
to
Mitchell,
5-4.
number 70, and Chris Augustine, number 57.
Confuses the offensive assignments. And so if they do this enough times, Upper Merion is going to have a difficult time in trying to make those adjustments that are necessary on their offensive scheme.
2nd down and 7. Kelly with a handoff. He gets
Number
Across
22,
the 35.
Rich Kelly.
About the 36-yard line. It'll be third down. And call it
61,
four.
Roland Carbone made the stop.
That time,
It's third
Marion
down and
went
about
with,
four.
two tight ends.
Ball on the 36-yard line.
Running play. Now I notice Bob Jacinto is back in the lineup, so we may see a pass on this third down play.
Jacinto is split to the left side. Porbine looking out in the flat for Kelly. He slips down but gets across the first down marker.
Dan Porbine's pass is complete to Rich
That was
Kelly.
a well-designed play, but with the ball being as slick as it is, Dan didn't get the ball in good position to Rich Kelly, so he had to come back for it. And
It's a little short of the first
by
down.
about
Ball on
a foot. Now,
40-yard
see if
line.
Marion's going to go for it here, or are they going to punt the ball? And it looks like they're going to stay on the ground and try to keep this drive going with a running play.
Upper Merion does have to take some gambles if they're to upset the Vikings.
Well, this is the kind of gamble you have to take in this kind of a game. Normally in a season you wouldn't do this, but I think Upper Merion is going
Poston has the first down. Russ is usually good for that 1 yard when he just drives
Good enough
through the
for
middle of
Upper
the
Merion
defense.
first down. Stopped by Chris
Vikings
Augustine, number
drive.
57.
These are the kind of things too, Art. You notice that last play of the sidelines. It really
The ball's now on the 43-yard line.
great job of picking up the morale of the team, and in a game like this where so much is at
First and
stake,
10.
it can mean the difference between winning and losing, and we're going to see a lot of that, I'm sure.
For 2 men in motion at the same time, that's not allowed. So it'll be a penalty against Upper Merion.
The assessment against Upper Merion. Illegal shift.
And that was for having 2 men.
5 yards.
You can't do that, and I think there was just a little bit of confusion there when the play was brought in.
The loss was 5. First down and 15. Minute 14 left in the quarter, no score. Kelly hurdles over one player, has
Rich Kelly
6 yards on the play.
takes it up to the 47-yard line. John Cabot, number 10 of Norristown,
That was an
made the
excellent
stop.
trap play by the guard, Sean Kenny. He did a real good job of trapping on the inside and caused a big hole for Rich Kelly, and he slid it through.
Second and 6. Corbine has the receiver. That's Jim Cashman, the tight end.
Well, that was a great
Corbine's
catch.
pass is
You don't
complete
see
to
many
number
catches
88,
like that
Jim
in college or
Cashman.
pro ball, and that was a great job by Jim
86
Cashman.
Steve.
In fact, I think they
Elsie
picked up the first down on that. At least we're going to have a measurement.
Made that
was
stop
a great
on the
catch,
play.
sliding across the field. And this
Ball
picked
in
off
Norristown
very, very
territory on about the
Elsie, number
47-yard line.
made the tackle.
Officials called time for a measurement.
It's a shame Cashman slipped on that play. He could have gotten a little bit more yardage, perhaps. We'll see what the measurement tells. It is a first down for Upper Merion at the Norristown 47-yard line.
Art, as we've been saying at the beginning of the broadcast, this is one of the better games that we have in the Valley Forge area. And I think if our cameras sometime during the course of this first half can pan the crowd, you'll see that there is a great turnout here on very, very poor conditions.
First down and 10. This will be the last play of the quarter. Kelly gets down inside the 45 to the 43.
22.
And that is the end of the first quarter. From Viking Field, the score, Upper Merion nothing, Norristown nothing. Let's pause.
Upper Merion nothing, Norristown nothing.